Alright, well, it ended up, this is the first time the sun's been out today. It's the end of the day. It was pouring rain all day, but my wife and I were working in the garden. Oh, there we go. And we got a bunch of stuff planted, and there was a really cool steam coming off the garden over there as the sun just hit it. But we got got a lot of our stuff planted. I'll show you that in a minute, but I want to get this drip line hooked up to make sure there aren't any leaks. Alright, so I actually just added this connection this year. Prior, this was all one piece that ran all the way up to the house on the connection point there, and I would leave it all curled up here, and I'd have to move it every single time I mowed the lawn. So I got a little smarter and just added a connection point there. So about halfway through the summer, I really don't need to water too much. So this row we did corn. We did corn, sweet corn the whole way down. So I want to check that line to make sure that, oh, I can already see, oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, well that's one. So the first 3 rows I dug up entirely, and let's see, this one, let's see, that was corn. This was, I think, onions. Yep, onions and potatoes at the end. And this is probably like squash and, I don't know, stuff. I kind of forget what all this is once we plant it until it starts growing. So anyway, got some sunflowers, peppers. So the first 3 rows I dug up the entire drip line. This one I was trying to get away with not digging up any of the mulch, and just checking the emitters. We did plant each one near an emitter. So I'm going to walk around and check for leaks and make sure the emitters are going, and see how we do. Oh yeah, some little critter got this one. Something was chewing on that. Although you can see the inside of the emitter there. It's kind of cool. It's like a little filtered guy. So that's probably going to definitely prevent, that's like a main arterial bleed. That's going to prevent a lot of the system from charging. And there were a couple more. Oh, there's a pretty good one over there. So I'll probably just let it run for a little while and let it kind of fill up as best it can, and then check it again in a few days and start fixing stuff. So, alright, well, we spent the whole day working out here, but it's looking good. We're making progress. Alright, well, thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Greetings and salutations.
Hello.
We're back. We've been working hard, haven't had too much time to shoot video, so we thought we would check in with the baby. Hello, little one. So we got our whole garden planted. We took all the rows apart, got all of the seedlings that we started planted, got some extra seeds. I don't know, it's probably not really worth going through what everything is, but there's a lot here. Sunflowers, peppers, tomatoes, cantaloupe. The strawberries are looking really good. Squash, potatoes, sweet potatoes, onions, rutabaga, or beets. Yeah. So the other project we just finished today was netting in our raspberry patch. So I rolled out the row covers to suppress weeds over there, so we can walk over there to check that out. But everything's looking good. It's been raining a lot. We actually planted the seedlings in a downpour, just like we did. I think I have a video actually last year, planting in a downpour in our raincoats. We did the same thing this year. So that's always exciting. Yeah, it's looking awfully professional in there. Man, what a lovely day it ended up being. Been mowing lawn. Lawn is looking nice. Pressure washed my entire deck over there. I made my other composter. I've been a busy beaver, haven't I, dear? Mm-hmm. Yes. So here we are, bird netting. So we put in, these were 7-foot stakes, so I pounded them all about a foot in the ground, and then I ran string along all the perimeters and zip tied where appropriate. And yeah, this should protect, and pretty much left these ends open. You just lift up the string, try not to get caught in it. And I have to duck, she can walk through it. But this should keep the birds out, and there's a lot of fruit setting up on some of these. We got a couple grapes I added in here. 3 of them looked like they didn't make it. 2 of them made it over there. These were the blackberries. A couple blackberries are coming in. Now that we've kept all the critters out, they should actually grow, because every year something would come and just chomp that right off. So hopefully that'll grow in this year. So yeah, this is oh god, oh, I'm stuck. Okay, all right, just gotta choose where you enter the netting. So I got wood chips, I got one more, got to do this end with wood chips and cardboard, and that end with wood chips and cardboard, and I should be done with the raspberry patch for this year. Yeah, so I haven't been shooting too much video, mostly because I've just been working, and you know, with baby makes 3 now, we've just been doing work where we can find the time. Here's my composter 2.0. I even painted it green. Yeah, so the improvements include a latch with a built-in lock, so I don't have to have a carabiner on it. And the other cool thing is I got these like 8-inch bolts and put 4 on that side and 4 on this side, so that when I rotate it, the goodbye dear, goodbye baby. So when I rotate it, it mixes everything up. So far it's working well. It looks good. The green doesn't stick out as much. So right now there's a batch cooking in here. This thing is full to the top. So there's compost being made. Once I empty it, I will add the bolts and paint it green so that this will become the new and improved version. That might be it for now. Yeah, I was pressure washing all of this, cleaning up an old grill here my parents gave me. These were all rusted up. I pressure washed them. They turned out pretty nice. The fire pit area was pretty gnarly. Yeah, it's been a busy beginning to our summer, so just checking in, and hope things are going well for you and yours. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next one, whenever it may be. Hello, Toto. You're a big fella. Old, too. Look at all that moss. Hello. Just on your way to the pond, huh? I just saw this guy walking from over there all the way to the other pond. Okay, I won't bother you anymore. Bye-bye. Sweet little baby deer. They're little babies like you. Bye-bye. I think she fell. Hello. Been a while. Been busy with baby life and enjoying everything that has to offer. But today, I have a bit of a problem tree here, right next to my house. This has obviously been here for a while, probably since the house was built. If you can tell, there's a lot of growth here, not a lot here, a little bit at the top, but generally not a good looking tree. And as I learned recently, I contacted my my local extension office, which in my case was the Michigan State University extension office. They told me, I sent them pictures of it. I'm like, hey, I don't know what type of tree this is. I don't know what's going on with it. Can you help me? And they did. They said, that's a cottonwood. It is planted too close to your house, and it is dying or dead. And there's another one in the front I'll get around to. They said these things can go 100 feet tall. You know, they become huge. This is not the tree to plant right next to your house. Planting trees close to your house in general is a bad idea. As the leaves grow over, they'll clog your gutters. Critters like squirrels, mice, whatever can crawl up it, hop onto your roof, get into your attic. It's a bad idea. And you know, in this case, this is a walkout basement here, so I'm not too worried about foundational issues. But in the front, I'll show you, it's right next to the septic field, and it's for sure going to cause a mess. And that one's a lot worse. So I'm going to take down this one first because it's the easiest, and I have to look at its deadness from my bedroom window every day. So I'm going to start with this one, chop it up into firewood, and get around to the other one. Alright, we're on the other side of the house now, just to kind of show you this thing. I would guess that tree is 30, maybe 40 feet tall. The wind is blowing that direction, the weight of the tree is on that side, so this should be a pretty clean drop. I think it's safe to say I misjudged that. Yeah, that didn't go at all where it was supposed to. We're good. There wasn't too much risk of it going sideways on me. I probably could have closed that window so it didn't catch it. But well, hey, when chainsawing goes wrong, well, you know, win some, lose some. Alright, let me get this cleaned up. Don't tell my wife. And it got right in that door. Snapped the top 4 feet off. Might have dinged my lamp there, but we're all good here. I just got it sectioned up, and I was digging around the stump so that I can get a nice clean cut. So, you know, what have we learned here today? Don't take my advice on felling a tree. Right as I was making my back cut, I looked up one more time and I was like, I think this is going right towards the house. But you know what? I decided just to send it anyway. It worked out okay. Like I said, I knew what the risks were, and I had my exit strategy. It's kind of another reason I wear all the gear all the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just out here running a chainsaw like a yahoo. But I will do it safely. I might not know what I'm doing, but I know to do it safely. Yeah. Alright, let's get this cleaned up. Okay, well, here's where I ended up. I got everything cleaned up here and stacked over yonder. you can kind of see how these big roots are here, and this little guy coming off. I think due to whatever was going on with this tree, it was forming a lot of roots really shallow, and there's no way that tree would have survived. I don't know. It was either now or later. Yeah, but overall that went well. You know, it's not the first tree I've dropped on a house, if you can believe that. But it actually reminded me, the first house I lived in, the neighbors told me about how they had to remove a cottonwood tree in their backyard. And the houses were much closer, but they had to pay like $5,000 because a crane had to come in and lift sections out, and the trunk of the thing was like 4 feet wide. So I mean, you know, there's no reason to have put a tree like that close. So I don't know what the deal was with that. But anyway, you can see here's some of the pieces I cut down, some of the trunk. It was ready to go. I mean, you know, not anytime soon. That's just the beginning of it rotting away. But what's the point, you know? Why let a tree grow a few more years and look stupid, frankly? I mean, it was just, actually, I'll bring you around front. I'll show you the other cottonwood. This thing, I was hosing it down as I was trying to get as close to the ground as I could, and I'm not done here. I'm going to dress this up another day. My daughter's going to bed now, so I can't run a chainsaw right where she's sleeping. I'm going to get this cleaned up, but I was using the water to wash away the dirt, because as I was chainsawing it was just picking up dirt, and I probably destroyed this poor blade, or the chain on this saw. Look at this thing. It's a good saw, man. I've been running this Echo for a few years, and I throw a lot of crap at it, and it just takes it. So I'll show you this last tree, and then I'll wrap it up. Okie doke. So I'm on the other side of the house now. The garden is behind me, and I'll probably do a garden tour another day. Everything is going well there, and the raspberries, that's another project I worked on. Didn't record anything, but I got it all screened in to save it from the birds. So we'll get to that another day. So here's the other cottonwood. I mean, look at this thing. It's pretty big. Much bigger than the other one. I would guess 50, maybe 60 at the tip. But you know, it's dead. Look at this maple tree, how full, and look at all the other trees. They're all normal looking, and well, this one, it just looks ridiculous. You know. The problem though is, I don't think my chainsaw can. I mean, I can get through probably right about there. I don't know how my 14-inch bar will handle this. You know what? It's actually kind of narrow. I don't know, 12. That's probably 24 inches at the base. So I can certainly get it there. You know, I'll have to be more careful with this one. This one actually, yeah, it's hanging over the house, and I think the bulk of the weight might actually be. Yeah, I would say this one is almost guaranteed to go towards the house. So I'll have to make accommodations for that. Get something going. There's a lot more things to damage over here. There's, you know, pipes and things. But so back to my original point. This is a cottonwood tree. They planted it. I mean, that's like 5 feet from there to there, and my electric runs here, my gas runs here, my septic field is right here. So this tree never should have been put here. They don't use cottonwoods in landscaping anymore because they're just a huge pain. And well, this happens. So I want to certainly get rid of it before it gets any bigger, because the headache and challenge of removing it myself will only increase. So that's it for now. I know I've been a little light on content for this month, but I got a baby, and she's awesome, and I like hanging out with her. So that's it for now. I hope you're having a good one. I'm doing pretty great, so I'll see you on the next one. That went pretty well. Surprisingly well. I thought it would. Yeah, that little attachment works well for this. You know, keeping that edge maintained where I can't mow. I kind of was using it, you know, if you go too slow, it just gets caught up, but it's a lot of wind out here. But yeah, I was using it as like a scythe to just whack into stuff, and that seemed to be enough. So let me see what else I can do here. There's actually a lot of raspberries growing down in there, so I didn't go as crazy there. But there's not as many raspberries here. Alright, we're, that is breezy. We're out back behind the house by the pond, and probably over a year ago I started trying to cut down these Phragmites or whatever the heck these things are, and never quite got around to it because I didn't have this tool. I had one of those, I don't know, I think they call them bush hog blades. It's one of the blades you attach to your machine to be like a really powerful weed whacker, and it just took forever. So I'm going to try it with this one and see if I make any better progress. I'd like to someday mow down there, but it won't be till I either buy or rent a bush hog, rotary mower, whatever you want to call it. Alright, let's see what we can do here. That's probably, I don't know, you'll see how tall they are. They're probably 7-8 feet tall right now. Well, that's a workout. Yeah, it's definitely faster with that tool than the blade tool. But man, is that a workout. Whoo-wee. Let me see how much I can do here. Well, that was a workout. I put this mask on because there's a lot of debris flying around there. This is the other tool I was talking about. I'm going to put this thing on and try to clean it up a little more. Alright, I'm really glad I wore this. Look how that thing, I forgot I had these, but that kicked up a lot of dust. Those haven't been cut down probably ever. But it worked pretty well, starting with that hedge trimmer attachment and then moving on to that little, whatever it's called, brush hog attachment. Obviously it'd be lovely to just run a bush hog through here, and I will do that someday, but it's not really a priority right now. But that's kind of where in previous videos I was spending a lot of time trying to clean up the forest right behind the house, and it is very, very dense once you get into there. So I'm just trying to focus on, you know, being able to see this. I guess you'd call it a pond, even though it's rather overgrown. It's still nice to be able to see it though. So I think that's it for me. I'm pretty beat, so thanks for joining me. See you on the next one.